Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 35 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Byzantines. And in the last episode I did have a pretty peaceful time of it because I was working on getting peace, specifically trying to put out some of the fires that I was intentionally causing just so I could sort of sort out my economy. And now I'm deciding to take a little bit of a backseat approach to things because I do want to just continue to make money. I did dip below 100,000 in my treasury for a minute there. Now I'm back above 100,000, which feels good, but I definitely want more. I'm making 8,500 per turn right now, and that is with a war with the Germans because they did just recently start another crusade, and they launched it in my direction, of course. Where is it? Yeah, it's right here in Bohemia. It is from Friesland, and for the time being, I'm deciding that I'm just going to let this march to my borders and then just let it die out peacefully, because if I go out and attack it, it's going to retreat, and I'm just going to chill on this for, I'm making 8,500, so that feels good. And I don't want to get myself back into a situation like I had before, where by raiding enemy territories, if that territory that I'm raiding is bordering another faction that I'm not at war with, then they take that territory, thereby going to war with me, and then, causing these wars unintentionally. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to go back to that situation. So the fact that I'm making 8.5 grand right now with a war with the Germans and the Hungarians, not that they matter, but they're still around. And I do still consider, wondering if I should get rid of them, but that is, I don't like, why would I get rid of them? They're a wonderful buffer. And sure, the thing is, if I were to just get rid of them and then retreat back to my provinces, the Poles could attack these regions, and then I could end up with a war with the Polish. And yeah, I don't want that because I'm currently trading with 2 or 3 of their ports. So let's just keep it like that. The Poles are just powerful enough to create a buffer between myself and the Mongols and the Russians. So let's just keep it at that, And that's in part because the Hungarians are still here. So let's just chill on that. Let's just relax on this. So the Germans, yeah, the Crusade's going to march to my border, and I'm sure they won't do anything. I'm sure they won't even attack me. With the numbers that I have, I just kind of doubt it. Now, the question though, the French do also have a chapter house that they've just rebuilt here in Champagne. And then if they also launch a crusade in my direction, that's going to be a number of other ports that I cannot trade with. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 ports that I'm not trading with. So that's going to take a hit on my economy. And that's when I start to consider, okay, like, all right, let's go back to it and let's destroy a few more chapter houses. And since it's 2 factions that are already neighboring each other, if I have to go in here and do a little loop and destroy the chapter house in Champagne and Friesland, I can just be really quick about it. And these provinces do not border any other factions, that is. So I would not be risking starting another war, say with the Polish or the Danish, who I was able to cause a faction reemergence of. So that's going to be the idea there. Some good news for me is that the Italians are retaking some of the old Spanish territories, and that does feel good because now these are more territories that I can trade with, and that's going to help out. That's going to help sort of, soften the loss of the German trading partners. Although they didn't really have much that I was trading with, I don't think. They had 2 ports that I was trading with, I think. Yeah. So that's not a big loss, honestly. But yeah, I think that I like that. I think I'm just going to have kind of a chill little time of it here. It'd be nice if the Danes did something. Their armies here in Sweden could definitely beat the armies here in Norway. Their Norwegian armies are mostly the Viking thralls, which are a pretty weak unit. And the Swedish armies are mostly Vikings and Landsmen, which are good units. So I feel like they could win if they wanted to. They could definitely beat the Mercians. The Mercians really don't have much here, and the fact that they haven't just taken that right away is annoying. Come on, Danes. Give me some more ports that I could trade with. Take Mercia. Take Norway. That'd be very, very nice. But I'm going to continue to watch things unfold. I can continue to get these armies back into the fold as well, because I don't want to hold Croatia. I just want to give that up. And that's it. You know, if I can just kind of burn through a few turns here in this episode and make some progress in this campaign, because the thing with fighting all of these battles and fighting these, especially the siege battles, is that they just kind of take a long time. They end up kind of taking up like an entire episode, you know, just to kind of get a battle or two in. So it's going to be nice to try to get, like, see if I can get through a decade, you know, just get through it. I am working on getting my war galleys. Yeah, my war galley is being built here in my shipbuilding provinces, and I'm also working on my next tier of dock building as well. So that is one thing I'm working on. I'm still training Varangian Guard in Georgia and Greece as well. So that is a thing. I have a new emperor who is 21 years old. He's still not married, so he needs to kind of work on that. And I did get a title that I can hand out. This is going to give +2 command stars and +2 loyalty. I was looking around before I started recording. I don't think I can give it to him. Yeah, he's already the commander of the stables. So Lord Comnenus is off the table for that. And there's a few more options. This is the guy, this is my god tier general who I don't want to waste it on him because I can't get, I think 9 or maybe 10 stars. I think 9 is the most, honestly. I don't know if you can get 10 stars. And I think Lord Macrembolitisa he's the commander of the fleet, so I can't give him a title. He's maxed out. 6-star general here, Constantine Comnenus. You are an option. You are definitely an option, but you don't have any general traits. Great warrior gives +5 health, but that's it. That's going to be the only battle trait that he has. Everything else kind of pushes him in the direction of being a governor, other than the fact that he is a 6-star general already. So it's kind of an option. 4-star general right here. Also pretty bland. Great warrior is good. Murderous temper is good for a governor, and then charitable is also good for a governor. So also not a great option here. And Romanus Comnenus, 4-star general, and unfortunately he's a dead drunk. So the natural leader would have kind of tempted me because he gives +2 morale. But the fact that he is a dead drunk is going to be -20 health. So he's going to be very easy to kill on the field of battle. So not an option. Not an option. I continued to look around, and I do like this guy, which was just a member of the family. Still is. He's an uncle right now. Alexius Comnenus. I wonder where that name came from. He's a 6-star general, and he doesn't have much, but great warriors get +5 health, and then very honest is also good. So this is going to give +1 loyalty and +1 morale. So let's go with him. Let's give him that title that I have. You can go up here. And what is this title again? Commander of the Army. How original. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah. And now we have an 8-star general guarding our eastern border. Not that the rebels in Khazar are ever going to attack, but, you know, it's all about sending a message and making sure that they know who is boss. So, there we go. Other than that, I suppose one other thing I was thinking of is that I probably can refocus my efforts on my religious warfare. Let's try to move my forces somewhere. They're just kind of hanging out in these old Spanish territories. I have all of these Orthodox, are they bishops or priests? Orthodox bishops. Let's move them on over to German territory. We are at war with the Germans, so we may as well do that. What would be a good target? What's a German territory? Burgundy has a bunch of armies, so that might not be the right place to go. Tyrolia is an interesting option because it is bordering the Italians, and weakening a frontier province of the Germans is an idea. There's also not a large force here in Tyrolia, so yeah, there's some intriguing potential there. Franconia as well. There's nothing here in Franconia, and the fact, I mean, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring forces from Aquitaine, my religious forces from Aquitaine to Tyrolia, and then my religious forces that are in Navarre, I will bring them to, what was the other place? Franconia? Yeah, let's do that. Aha! This is an event that I think I've been waiting for. I think this is when the Swiss come out. The Everlasting League. Surrounded by greedy enemies and vulnerable in the Empire's constant struggles, the Swiss cantons of Uri, Schwyz, and Unterwalden have signed a compact pledging mutual aid against all enemies. Although a small start, this Swiss Confederation can have sharp teeth, the pikes in the hands of its many soldiers. So, does that mean we're gonna get ourselves a emergence of the Swiss? It didn't say anything, did it? Lord Comnenus is going to be +2 loyalty, +1 morale, and -1 acumen, okay? So that's that guy that I just made general. And, So I think from this is a chain off of that original trait, which I think was just giving +1 loyalty and +1 morale, and now it's +2 loyalty, but then -1 acumen, so it's a little give and take there. Like he's like a Ned Stark, you know, like he's just so loyal, but he's just kind of stupid is what we're trying to get at here. Which is kind of fun. Got myself a Ned Stark guarding the eastern flank. So no Swiss. Just got a little tease there, that's all. That has to mean that they're going to be coming out soon though, isn't it? Now that I have finished building my university here in Constantinople, and remember, this is that building that's essentially useless by itself. It just simply unlocks 2 more buildings that you can build, and that's all you can do with this. Now I can, so if we look at these buildings, it also gets a little bit funny. We could build the College of Surgeons, and we can build both of these buildings. It's not like building one of them locks out the other. So the 2 options are the College of Surgeons, and this is going, well, just to read this off, although looked down on by physicians as menial workers in medicine, surgeons are a vital and skilled part of the medical world. The College of Surgeons gives a home to part of the medical profession and helps by spreading new knowledge and good practice to mitigate the effects of disease. Now, I had to look this up online to see what exactly this building does, because if you read this, it doesn't really say anything. Well, it gives a plus 40% happiness bonus to your province that has this building. Now, that's pretty funny because typically, almost in every single situation, you're going to be building this building in your province that is your most teched up, built up province. You know, you're not going to be building your College of Surgeons in one of your frontier provinces, right? Now that I'm saying that, like, I don't know for sure that you can only build one of each of these buildings, but I think you can only build one of each of these buildings. I think so. I think these are all one-offs. You know, they're title buildings for most of them, right? Most of these buildings, like the Constable's Palace and the Marshal's Palace, the Admiralty and the Chancellery and the Royal Palace. Yes, this building does allow you to train Varangian Guard, so I think you can, well, I know you can build multiple of these, but I think these other buildings, you can only build one of each of them because they just provide a title to give off to one of your generals. I don't think you can, you know, have multiple of the same title. That'd be ridiculous. So I would have to double check this to make sure you can only build one university and subsequently only one College of Surgeons. I might be wrong about that. Maybe I am. If that's the case, and you actually can build some of these buildings on some of your frontier provinces, then yeah, maybe. But still, like the tech requirements are so high that I feel like you'd already have the province under wraps by the time you can get to this building. It seems kind of funny. We will still build it, but after we've built this one, the Military Academy. This one makes more sense. There actually is a purpose here. So, as feudal armies give way to professional and national forces, the need for an educated class of leaders becomes paramount. Social rank, although useful to a commander, is not sufficient to entirely master the new ways of war. A military academy therefore allows the training of some very advanced units. This is going to give +1 discipline to whatever units that are trained in this province. This is actually very useful. Discipline, remember, is a trait that makes it so that your units that have this are not going to be effective negatively by the routing of other units that are not disciplined or elite. Now, elite is a trait that is above discipline. It's the same thing. It works the same way. It's just one step higher. So units that are elite are not affected negatively by any morale modifiers by units that are running away unless they're elite. For discipline units, it's just one step below that. So it's you will be affected by units that are running away if they're disciplined or elite. That's not to say that these units, like there's many morale modifiers in combat in these games. And friendly units that are running away is only one of those modifiers. There's many more. So you definitely can still break units that are either disciplined or elite, but it just gives them a little bit of a boost. It negates one of the factors that could cause them to rout, which is friendly units running away. So this is a good one. Disciplined is a good trait to actually be able to give to your units. Now, if I look at this for a second here, of all the units that I can train in Constantinople, I was training my Cataphractoi, my heavy cav. And, okay, so they are disciplined. It does say it right there. So they already have this. What about my Byzantine infantry? They are also disciplined. Okay, so they are. What would this be useful on? Let's see, my Pronoia Legion. Heavily armored, excellent. So this is not saying that they are disciplined. Unfortunately, I'm training them in Nicaea for that +1 honor bonus for my Pronoia Legion. So I was training them here and then retraining them in Naples for an armor bonus. So could I retrain them in Constantinople to get the discipline trait? Could I do that? I don't know. What else? What other options do I have? The Byzantine Lancers? That's not really that useful. Trebizond Archers are also disciplined. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm pretty sure my Byzantine cavalry, I'm pretty sure they're disciplined. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I don't know. The Bulgarian brigands, I kind of doubt that they are. They are not. Okay, so that's an idea. But see, that's the tough thing, is that I would have to not build that here in Constantinople, you know? Like, this province is basically teched up to train cataphracts, and that's kind of it. So, you know what? I'll think about it. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with that information. I can... You know what? For the time being, let's build the College of Surgeons just until I can figure out what I want to do with the military academy. If I decide I want it in a different province so that I can give that discipline trait to someone else, another unit that's more deserving of it. It seems like some of my best units, the units that I actually use in my army comps, are already disciplined. So I will have to consider, you know, for instance, should I take up to that building here in Nicaea to give my Pronoia Legion the disciplined trait? Or, I don't know, like maybe my Arbalaster units that are trained in Bulgaria, or my God, my fucking Porky Piggin over here. My Bulgarian brigands that are trained here in Bulgaria. So maybe that's a building that I end up not building in Constantinople. So I will think about that. I will put that one on the back burner. Oh, thank goodness. So my king has decided to get married, and that's a really good timing. He's 25 years old, I believe, so yeah, I was starting to get worried because, I mean, he's still very young, but it sucks as the Byzantines because no one will marry their daughters off to you. I've been trying. I've been asking around, and everyone says no. Even the Novgorods, you know, you'd think they'd be my pals, but they're not. They're not my pals. There was a little bit of an uprising here. Looks like I started another Christian uprising in Tunisia. Jesus, they brought 4 goddamn trebuchets. They actually do have some Pavis arbalesters and some arquebusiers as well. Some Pavis crossbows. They're not gonna... They're not... Against a bunch of cavalry. Yeah, it's not gonna go over well, I don't think. I don't think so. I could probably move these bishops over somewhere else, make them more useful. So far, I'm not really succeeding at causing any trouble for the Germans, it seems like. Yeah. We will see, though. I mean, right now, they're going to work. They're raising the orthodoxy here in Tyrolia. What about here in Franconia? Yeah, it's going up. It's going up. And I'm also working on Austria, I think. I'm going to be moving... Yeah, I'm moving my guys over to Austria as well. Also, now that I have finished my master shipbuilders in my shipbuilding provinces, I am now able to build the gun galley. So cannons are the main armament of a gun galley. Although it still has a ram and troops who can board enemy vessels, it is a formidable ship by any standards with both sails and oars. It does have blind spots and is not very handy in a close fight. So let's compare this to the war galley. This is going to take 4 turns to train. Okay, right there. That's a lot. And it's going to cost 200 more florins. That's also that's a bit. Yeah, and 300 more than the fire galley. 1,000 florins seems like a lot. Support cost of 50. So 10 more than the war galley. And twice as much as the fire galley. And how about the stats, though? The defense and the speed are the same as the war galley, but the attack is 2 points higher. So it's going to be attack of 5 instead of an attack of 3 for the war galley. Yeah, sweet. Well, let's get a few of them. I mean, my economy's doing fine. I mean, thanks to my Varangian guards and my boats that I'm building. Definitely upkeep is increasing, and the money that I'm making is going down a bit. But I would still say that I'm still within a pretty acceptable range as far as my income is concerned. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's get some gun galleys going. You know, like I might not need a bunch of them, but just let's get some to, I want to keep the waters clear. You know, I want to make sure that no one can really mess with me on the sea. So if anyone starts a war with me, whether it's the Italians, Germans, French, whoever, I want to make sure I can just quickly deal with it and then get a ceasefire if I don't share any land borders with them. Now my emperor's brother, Prince Manuel, has come of age, and he is my only heir, so I'm going to have to take a peek and see how his stats are. So a traveler has returned. Marco Polo's tales of his travels across the world to the court of the great Mongol Khan and Far Cathay would amaze anyone who heard them. The wealth and power of his imagination confounds belief, but the spices and silks he brings are more than welcome as trade goods. There are new goods for trade in Tripoli and Syria. Awesome. That's going to be more money for me, I imagine. Alright, Prince Manuel. Weak principles, so minus 20% cost to bribe. That doesn't matter because you cannot bribe family members. Killer instinct. He has a talent for killing, making him quite effective on the battlefield and discomfiting those who stand against him. +2 valor and +1 dread. And holy bejesus, look at how many command stars he has. Jesus, 8 command stars. Holy shit. Yeah, the Byzantine leadership, the Byzantine family members seem pretty good, you know? Yeah, just a shit ton of dread, good loyalty, a lot of command, a lot of acumen. Definitely seems like a thing that's a Byzantine thing, so that's pretty cool. And now that my brother has come of age, it's time for you, sir, to start have some kids, man. Have some kids. so that it's not just your brother who is what 11 years younger than you. Yeah, no, I don't want that. I want someone who is a lot younger than you to be the next in line. Where do I want Prince Manuel to hang out? Anywhere? Jesus, I feel like I have good generals everywhere. I suppose I only have a 4-star general in Naples, so yeah, you can hang out in Naples. You can be the new guardian of my Italian territories. And how are Tripoli and is that Jesus 11,000? Syria's making 693. I wish I knew how much they were making before. I know I was making like 7,000 something, and now I'm making 13. I'm almost making 14,000 just off of this. Probably mostly Tripoli, right? But still, hot damn! Wow. Wow, that's really good. Oh, wow, that really feels nice. Is this what it feels like to be relaxed? Jesus, I could get used to this. Yeah, I can just keep building my big-ass boats that can't sail in the deep ocean, and I can keep training my big-ass Norse dudes with axes. And yeah, for quite a while longer, I suppose. Here we are, and I have just completed my homelands objective for the year 1300. I just got 10 points for homelands, but then another 5, I believe, for conquest, is my understanding, yeah. So I'm still quite a ways ahead of any further competition. The Almohads are quite a ways behind, and yeah, Germans and the Poles. Not too worried about it, I gotta say. Things are looking pretty good here. Income sitting at still around 13,000, and the Danes have finally started to make some moves. They were able to get a boat in the water, and they were able to transfer their soldiers from Northumbria over to Denmark, and from there they have conquered Saxony. There is no port in Saxony, but hopefully they would get around to building one. There is a trade good here. There is grain in Saxony, so they could make some money off of that. But they also were able to take Norway. Now, Norway does have a port, and they were able to keep the port, and now I can make money off this port, which is nice. So if they want to continue doing what they're doing, I am loving it. Yes, this is looking good. The Danes are back, baby, and I did this. Yes, you are welcome, Danes. Before me, you were nothing. Nothing. So yeah, this feels good. Until they get too strong and attack me. But for now, this feels good. Unfortunately, the Italians did lose Valencia. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The rebels gonna rebel. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that's so difficult for them to handle that. But they still have Aragon, so I'm still trading with that port. That feels okay. And the German Crusade, what are they down to? 613 men. Seems like they're losing about 100 men per turn. Not quite, but it's like, 80 maybe, somewhere around that. So they're not going to be lasting too much longer. And once that German Crusade goes bye-bye, then I should be able to maybe get another ceasefire with the Germans, And the fact that the French have not built another Crusade marker, despite the fact that they have had a chapter house in Champagne this entire time, that feels good. That does feel good, like maybe they're kind of over that phase of their lives. So that would be nice. Fingers crossed. Now I am going to take a peek at my new GA points, and yeah, this is the hit. This is the hit that I was expecting. I'm only making 4 points off of homelands. 1 point each for Constantinople, Rhodes, Lesser Armenia, and Nicaea. Ooh boy, so that along with my conquest points is a total of 9. And that, I fear, is when other factions are going to begin to catch up to me. So for instance, the Almohads are still, they're looking okay. I mean, 8, 9, so they're going to be making 10 points. Okay, so that's actually not too much. They're only going to gain 1 point on me. What about the French? The French are going to make 8, 10, 12 points. Okay, well, they're really behind me by a lot, so not too worried. What about the Germans? 8, 9. Okay, so they're not going to gain on me at all. The Italians, meh. And the Poles, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Worth keeping an eye on the Poles, but again, for the other factions, not too worried about it. So, yeah, the Almohads are the one faction, but the fact that they're only making 10 points right now that's not good for them. Yeah, their homelands are pretty bad right now. Only making 1 point each off of Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and Grenada. I do believe the Almohads' point position does improve, though. It takes a dip, and then I think that it does get better, which surprised me. When I was playing as them on this channel, I kind of thought that they were like the Byzantines, where it got bad and it stayed bad for the rest of the campaign, but that was not the case. They actually kind of do a little rebound, and that's when I'm going to have to watch out for the Almohads. Now, militarily, I can absolutely stomp them. They don't have 0 boats in the water, so I could invade all of their provinces at the same time, simultaneously. Like with my armies, I could invade every one of their provinces, and I could just take out the Almohads in basically 2 turns. That's how easy that would be. Now it looks like the Italians are attempting to take Valencia again. Man, these guys, I mean... So they're going to bribe this army, and hopefully it works, because... Yeah, these armies are kind of even looking, aren't they? I'm for it, though. Go Italians. Please, take Valencia. Please do. That would be wonderful. The Almohads have finally attacked Leon, and I gotta say, it's about goddamn time. I don't know if they've attacked... What have they attacked this entire campaign? Is this the first time attacking something? Jesus. Finally, yeah. Take that port in Leon. I can make some money off of that. Speaking of money, I am the richest, so huzzah for that. The Pope has died, a new one comes. He's being elected, and same for the Italian Doge. Master foundries finished here in Anatolia, so now I can start building my top tier artillery pieces. This is going to be the artillery pieces that I think it's my culverins, right? It's going to be the best artillery that I have against fortifications. I can still unlock a few more artillery pieces that are more anti-personnel, but yeah, that's going to be it for fortification destroying. So Emperor Andronicus II is now a builder, plus 10 happiness. And yes, the fact that it's taken him so long to get that trait, it really speaks to how few things I am building these days. But now I can, let's see, where is that culverin? Yeah, here we are. So culverins are long-barreled guns on light carriages. The slim barrel gives a good range and allows the use of less gunpowder per shot, making firing it safer. Culverins can fire balls up to 45 kilograms, but most generals prefer lighter pieces, as these are easier to transport to a battlefield, so definitely gonna get these guys. 550 florins for the 17 support cost, 3 turns to build. What's the difference between this and the demi-culverins? 325 to cost, support cost is 17, so very similar, but the price itself is a bit more. But yeah, culverins are very good at destroying fortifications. Very, very, very good. It's going to be fun to get a chance to use them eventually, but yeah, so things are looking pretty good here, you know. I'm still, even with like all of the boats, the really nice boats I've been building, if I could find one here. I have a few gun galleys out. And even with that, the fact that I'm still almost making, I'm making 12 grand. Yeah, that's totally fine. Considering also just how ginormous my armies are, that also feels pretty good. So with the Almohads taking Leon, I will start making money off of this port as well. The Almohads are starting to get some boats in the water as well, which I don't know if that should concern me, but they're just dhows, which is their tier 1. So I suppose I should not be too alarmed by that. But yeah, interesting. I'm glad that they're finally taking some stuff. So if they want to move right on and take Castile. Oh, they've taken Valencia. Oh yes, they've done what the Italians could not. Finally, so that's going to be good as well. Once this garrison is finished off with, then I will be trading with Leon and Valencia, which is going to be wonderful. The Danes, yeah, they're still chilling. They haven't really done anything since taking Saxony and Norway, and they have not built a port yet in Saxony, which is unfortunate, but we will see what they can do from here. They could take Mercia, totally. They have a boat right here. They could move all their shit over, and they could take Mercia, and I don't know why they won't do that. It's a port right there, but whatevs. This is looking good, though. Obviously, a very peaceful episode, but it really feels good to get some of these in every once in a while. This German Crusade has 326 men left in it, so it's going to be diminishing in a few turns, you know, and that's going to be gone. Then I can try to get a ceasefire again with the Germans, so I can go back to trading with their 2 ports that they have. Yeah, yes, I will take it. I'll take 2 ports. Anything, you know. I just cracked 300,000 on the treasury, so that also feels very, very good. And as I have been saying this entire time, that cushion is going to allow me to really exert my will as I get later on into this campaign. For instance, if the Almohads start to look like they're a threat, I can smack them down, and I don't have to worry too much about my money, right? And same, for instance, if the French or the Germans or whoever, like if anyone wants to like mess with me, I can really kind of mess them up. And sure, might take some losses to my treasury, but then I can recover from that a lot easier if I have a big cushion sitting there. So that's been the idea, and it also feels good just to kind of get some more turns done in this campaign. Fighting is fun, but fighting also takes a lot of time, and that makes the turns go by a lot slower. So what did I get done? Like, did I get 2 decades done in this episode? Yeah, that's cool. Also, I do have a son on the way as well, which also feels very good. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but Prince Romanus is now 13, and then there's a younger brother, Prince Michael, who is just 2 years old. But yeah, I have 2 sons on the way who will be the next in lines, so that I don't have to rely on Prince Manuel. Yeah, just because he's a bit older, so I don't want the brother to become the next emperor. I want one of the sons to become the next emperor. So in any case, that is all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conostep playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.